So today's going to be a little bit of a life update and a reset day for me. It is June 11th, and I took a 5-week hiatus in the height of all the house buying activity that was going on. I was really experiencing a lot of anxiety from obviously the house buying process, so I really just didn't feel like filming. And in retrospect, it probably would have been a lot of content for this channel, but that really just shows you just how bad the anxiety was, and I just didn't feel like getting out the camera and sitting in front of it and talking. In those 5 weeks, we managed to sell our house and we closed at the end of May. Thankfully, we found another house and we closed on that one at the beginning of July. In case you've noticed, I'm still in my current house. With the offer that we accepted, it included a 60-day post-possession, so we are allowed to stay in this house while we transition into the new place. During those 5 weeks, work was pretty busy as well too. I wasn't necessarily working any night shifts, but I was trying to get caught up on the work that I had missed when I was working a lot of those night shifts. So trying to get that accomplished with the anxiety I was having, I just had a really hard time focusing, and I was definitely not moving through my work as quickly as I would have wanted to. So now that the hardest part of the house buying process is over, I'm starting to feel like myself again. So my plan is to get back into my hobbies, get back into filming, and taking you along with me. So that said, today is a reset day for me. I have some things in the house that I want to get done. There are also some tasks I need to get done on the computer as well. But first, I want to get a workout in. I did not work out in those 5 weeks, so I am overdue for it. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock at night, and you may be wondering what happened to my whole day, and I would be wondering the same thing. I had such a weird day today. After my workout, I had lunch, and immediately after lunch, I, for some reason, just got hit with this wave of sleepiness, and I went down and took a nap. And then for the rest of the day, I was pretty much just sleeping on and off. I moved from the bed to the couch and just did the same thing. It was weird, and I think it had to do with it just being a long week at work. So that's okay. I'm going to give myself a little grace and reattempt the rest of this challenge tomorrow. I will probably try to get some things done tonight. There's some things on the computer I can get done. And then tomorrow, instead of a workout in the morning, I'm just going to part B the rest of the day and just jump right into getting things done that I had intended to today. So there's where we stand with that. Sometimes that's just how it is. So this may be kind of a shocker, but this is how I left my bed this morning, or rather this afternoon when I got out of it. So we're going to clean that up now. I know it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm about to get back into it in a couple of hours, but nobody wants to get into a messy bed. Okay, so today is day 2 of my reset day. It is just after 2 p.m. and I spent most of the morning pretty much on the couch just scrolling through YouTube, but you know what, that's okay. No one said I had to be productive all day long today. I actually watched a lot of videos about finishing a basement and that kind of thing, or a DIY of finishing a basement. So it was good because it got me excited about the new house and plans of what I might do with that basement in the future. So it's for research, it's for science. So that was my morning, and that's okay because I'm not looking for perfection here. So it is now, like I mentioned, after 2 p.m. I'm going to get back on track with the things I wanted to get done yesterday. A lot of it does include things on the computer, so it might be a little boring. So I don't know how much footage of that I'm going to include. But yeah, that's the biggest part of my catch up for me. So I wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about anxiety and what that looks like for me. For me, anxiety usually stems from a task or a project that I want to avoid. And so I procrastinate on doing it. I push it off, but then it creates a sort of anxiety in me knowing that I have to do this thing and just having it loom over my head. Sometimes anxiety comes from just not knowing. So these past 5 weeks when I was on this little bit of a shooting or filming hiatus, I didn't know where I was going to be living. So up until I found a house, that week or so was just filled with so much anxiety because I didn't know, what my plans would look like. I couldn't make any plans. So it was really tough for someone like me who, is a big planner. Because of that, I had a really hard time just doing everyday things. I had a hard time, getting up for work in the morning. I had a hard time getting things done at work. I had a really hard time focusing, mostly because my brain just felt really overwhelmed and distracted. So something I noticed, in the first few videos on this channel, there was a lot of me really trying to just power through anxiety. And I definitely had moments where the anxiety, came through and you saw it, and, I would spend, hours in bed during the day, and it reached its height during, the time I wasn't filming. But what I'm going to try to do now is really embrace those feelings and just be okay with having them, be okay with not hitting marks every day that I want to hit them. I don't know if I'm still going to do 1 week challenges anymore because I found that to actually be really hard. It was hard to stick to this sort of goal for 7 days straight, and the expectation to do it and the anxiety it would cause when I really struggled to get it done because of everything else going on in my life. So I may stick to more of these gentle vlogs or maybe shorter day challenges or something like that, and kind of experiment with other things than just the 7-day challenges. Alright, so it's about 10 o'clock and I did it. I had a fairly successful reset day. I still obviously have a lot of things that I need to do to, truly be caught up at this point. Some projects and such that have been lingering for a little while now, but I really did get a lot of things checked off my to-do list that had been sitting there for a while. It feels really good, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm getting back on track for sure, so here's to more days like this.